So I'm getting ready to show you this thing. I thought about it last night, and it's like, if you still believe the news, which I know many of you, probably all of you, or anybody who's watching my videos does not believe the news, but here's some reinforcement to that attitude. And for anybody that you know that believes the news, just say, all right, buddy, do you believe in Santa Claus? Or do you believe in magic?
But it is Christmas Eve.
Get out.
Yeah, it actually
wow. Okay.
is, believe it or not. And you know what that means? Santa, hard at work, about to get on his sleigh, deliver gifts to girls and boys all over the world. Every year, the U.S. military tracks Santa's amazing journey.
And joining us on what Santa is up to is U.S. Army General Chuck Jacoby, Jr. He's the commander of NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, and Colonel Michael Yao. He works at Army Strategic Command. They are at Fort Patterson in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Good morning.
Good morning, Russ. Good morning, Rebecca. It's great to be here.
Well,
Good morning.
We appreciate you being here. We want to tell folks there's a 4-second delay in Colorado Springs. We've got all kind of stuff going on there, getting in our doodads
Busy.
and whatever, all sorts of stuff. General, I'm going to begin with you. I understand this whole tracking Santa started some 50 years ago with a misprinted phone number.
Yes, it's quite a story, and we've progressed significantly since then. Just as we've progressed in defending North America, our tracking Santa has gone high-tech now.
And tell us about some of the technology, General, that you're using to track Santa.
Absolutely. We've got the satellites that we use to defend the country, defend the continent, and also the North Warning System, our powerful radars around the Arctic. And then we have our fighter planes, F-22s, F-15s, Canadian Force F-18s, all of them involved today to make sure that all the boys and girls around the world are up to date on where Santa is and how he's progressing.
All right, Colonel, the question that every kid wants to know, where is Santa right now, and is he on pace to deliver toys to all the good girls and boys around the world?
Okay, I'm happy to report he took off right on time. It's remarkable. He's on time every year, no exception this year. I'm going to check my board. Santa is just minutes away from the island of Chichijima in Japan.
Wow, Chichijima in
So far,
Japan.
he's delivered 10.2 million gifts.
10.2 million gifts already. The question, I'm sure, on the Mitchell family's mind this morning
yes.
is, when do they get to Russ's place here in New York City?
Okay, now we know that Santa's schedule, we know when he takes off, but his schedule is a very, very closely guarded secret. Only Santa has that. But our pattern that we've established over the years says that he's going to show up on the East Coast of the United States between 9 and midnight. And all the kids know that, of course, he's going to be there, but you've got to be asleep when he gets there for him to land.
That is a good point. Not only for him to land, but for him to leave the gifts behind. You have to go to bed.
That is true. General and Colonel, listen, thank you so much for the update. We appreciate it. Kids around the country appreciate it. Merry Christmas to both of you.
Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? How the music can free her whenever it starts, and it's magic.
What's up, guys? This is Will Witt with PragerU outside of the CNN building here in Los Angeles. A lot of people think that CNN is totally unbiased and honest news. A lot of people think it's fake news. We're going to ask people and see what they think. Let's do it. What news sources do you watch that you feel like are unbiased?
Probably not many.
Not any that I can name off the top of my head.
That's really hard to find.
Yeah.
I feel like everything I read has some sort of bias in it.
Yeah. What about you?
Telemundo?
So we're outside CNN headquarters right now. Do you feel like CNN is unbiased?
No.
No. Which way do you think they slant?
Definitely left.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, I wouldn't, really slate CBS as being left or right. Like living organisms, they have to get funded from somewhere. So obviously, whoever's funding them is going to have a bias. There is no non-biased news source. So the best thing you do is get both sides and then come up with your own ideas as to what's going on.
News is it's like a gray zone when it comes to news. Sometimes it's like you don't know if they're saying the truth, It's like they're just trying to feed the people.
What news sources do you watch?
I listen to podcasts for some news, you know? Joe Rogan.
You read news, anything?
Yeah, I read news. I'll be on CNN.
CNN? Yeah. You think CNN is fair news, unbiased news?
I think it's biased, of course.
What do you think about Fox News? Do you think they're biased?
They're super biased.
At the end of the day, I do think that every news channel does give a little bit of their input and wants to guide you to like maybe have not your own thoughts.
So if I told you that 96% of journalists in the 2016 election donated to the Hillary Clinton campaign, would you think there's kind of a bias there with them being skewed to one way?
Yeah, definitely.
Skewed to the left?
Skewed to the left.
Yeah. Like only, I believe 7% of journalists identify themselves as Republicans. Do you find that troubling at all?
Not really. Doesn't affect me.
Do you think it would be like, then you wouldn't be getting both sides of the issue because so many journalists already agree with one agenda?
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. Take that back. Yeah.
You're right. There's a lot of fake news, and especially here, like the CNN, the BBC, I think Fox is pretty good.
I saw a CNN article this morning that talked about some penguins, and the penguins are apparently gay, and they're giving them an adopted penguin child, and then they're not releasing the gender or name of the penguin. This is the stuff that CNN reports on.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
so dumb.
A lot of the time, what is a problem is journalists identifying themselves as something, because that, lends again to the bias that we see in, the media, and why we can't really find an unbiased media source. People are attaching themselves to these labels, and, that kind of drives what they're reporting on and, how they report it.
All right, guys, so we just finished up here. CNN is fake news. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, share with all your friends, and comment down below what you think. This has been Will Way with PragerU. Peace. What do you guys think of CNN? Fake news? Oh. Tried.
Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? How the music can free her whenever it starts, and it's magic.
Accusations of bias fly during the election year. A new survey shows Americans have serious misgivings about trusting the media. Only 6%, in fact, said they have a great deal of confidence in the press. RT's Caleb Maupin took to the streets of New York to see if people there can tell the real headlines from the fake ones.
Over the past few years, cable news in the USA has attempted to grab headlines with outrageous major news stories that have turned out to be completely fake. We discovered that at this point, a lot of Americans can't tell the difference between what's being presented as true and satire. Blondes will die out within the next 200 years.
Satire.
No, that one's actually news. That was news.
Wow. Satire.
No, that was presented as true. They presented that as true on BBC.
It's for all the hot girls on the beach. That's satire.
No, that was presented as true by BBC.
Dude, okay, what is this, man? Are you being serious?
I'm serious. BBC said that was true.
What the hell is wrong with the world?
ISIS flags spotted at gay pride parade.
News. I'm gonna say that's satire.
That was actually presented as true on CNN.
Well, all right.
True.
That was presented as true on CNN. Gaddafi orders Viagra-induced mass rapes in Libya.
Surely satire.
No, that was intended to be true.
Satire.
No, that was news. That was reported as news.
True.
That was presented as true. Kim Jong-il's uncle was eaten alive by 120 wild dogs.
That's satire.
No, that was presented as true.
Satire.
No, they presented that as news.
True.
That was presented as true. A new study from the Media Insight Project, a program linked to the Associated Press, sheds light on how Americans view mainstream media. It turns out less than 6% believe what they hear. With U.S. media constantly getting the facts wrong and rarely running a serious apology or correction, a lot of Americans are left in a world of deep confusion. With distrust rising, not only for the media, but also for elected officials, many Americans are saying, I don't know what to believe. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
Get ready to follow Santa as he delivers presents to children around the world this Christmas. Two sites have announced their plans to track the big guy in the red suit come Christmas Eve. NORAD tracks Santa every year, in addition to helping him answer phone calls and letters. Though the Santa tracker is not yet live, Santa's Village has games and videos and music for kids and kids at heart. Google's version of the Santa tracker also has games and videos and lessons on its website while we all wait for the big day.
Santa's journey has begun. You're watching it live on the official NORAD Santa tracker, which monitors St. Nick's journey across the globe. Now, Santa and his reindeer took off from the North Pole right around 4 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can track their journey by checking it out on their website, noradsanta.org.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Thank you for watching Hidden Hand. Let me know what you think below. One love, one vibration.